A shooting at a Florida high school. A former Oklahoma senator's police tapes released, and Oklahoma City elects a new mayor. This is OU Nightly. Good evening and welcome to OU Nightly. I'm Matt Marks.
And I'm Jaycie Bayless.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Yet another school shooting in the United States. It happened at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. That's about 30 miles northwest of Fort Lauderdale. Here's what we know right now. First, a suspect is in custody. A teacher at the high school who spoke to the Miami Herald said the shooter is a former student who was in his class last year.
Now, the shooting started just before 3 p.m. Eastern time, minutes before school was dismissed for the day. The Broward County Sheriff's Office says there are at least 14 victims, and we also know that the deputies are confirming at least 2 people have died. The school district superintendent is saying there are numerous fatalities. Emergency crews and police are still on the scene right now, sorting through all of the details. OU Nightly will be updating you as this story develops.
We're learning more about the investigation involving former state senator Ralph Shorty. In March, the police department released videos of then Senator Shorty in a Moore motel room with a 17-year-old boy. Shorty claimed he was helping the teen study for the GED. On Tuesday, the Moore police released video of his interrogation.
It said that there was a minor inside the room. Obviously, I had no idea when I first met this young man. He told me he was 20 years old. Like I said, we've been talking on the phone for a while.
Shorty pleaded guilty to federal child sex trafficking.
Now, some good news concerning revenue in Oklahoma. Reports out today show sales tax collections to the general fund are up from this time last year. Revenue is 13% higher than the same period in 2017. While that is good news for Oklahoma's struggling budget, state officials say the state coffers have not fully covered from the extended slump due to emergency prices. That means the current budget for this fiscal year is still not fully funded. The fiscal year ends on June 30th. And Allyson Stewart joins us in the News Center with more on how the Olympics have added to the discussion happening all the way in Washington. Allyson.
That's right, Jaycie. Olympics have now been dragged into the ongoing immigration debate. Speaking on the Senate floor today, Senator Dick Durbin talked about American gold medalist Chloe Kim and her parents who immigrated to the U.S. from South Korea in 1982. Durbin said if the U.S. had the hardline immigration policies that Trump and the GOP are pushing for, Kim's family wouldn't have been allowed to come here. The Senate is debating immigration this week, but so far there is no proposal that has garnered enough support to pass. President Donald Trump finally broke his silence on the matter of domestic violence today.
We're leaving. Thank you. We're leaving. Make your way out.
To domestic violence, and everybody here knows that.
Trump had remained silent on his views of spousal abuse as controversy persisted over his former White House aide, Rob Porter, who was accused of abusing his 2 ex-wives. Porter continues to deny all allegations, and until today, Trump only spoke out to defend Porter's character. President Donald Trump will sign a bill today designed to prevent the kind of systematic sexual abuse perpetrated by former Olympic gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar. Sponsored by California Senator Dianne Feinstein, the legislation will create an organization independent of the U.S. Olympic Committee that would be responsible for handling and receiving reports of abuse. The measure would ensure that law enforcement is contacted within 24 hours for certain kinds of abuse, and training would be made mandatory. And Matt, British Olympic diving medalist Tom Daley had a special announcement for Valentine's Day. He and his husband are expecting a baby.
What a great announcement. Thanks, Allyson. Oklahoma City has its first new mayor in 14 years. Voters elected David Holt to the city's top office last night. He won easily over 2 other candidates, taking 75% of the vote. When Holt takes office in April, he will be the youngest mayor of a city larger than 500,000 people at age 39. Holt is currently serving as a state senator, but is excited to start his term as mayor.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's, the honor of my lifetime to be the mayor of my hometown, Oklahoma City. And, physically I'm a little worn out. It's been a long year and a long week, but emotionally I'm excited and obviously heartened at the outcome that we had.
Stillwater police are reporting a 4-month-old died in an unlicensed daycare this week after being found not breathing. Lieutenant Jeff Watts says the daycare provider put the child down for a nap and found them an hour later unresponsive. The infant has been taken to a state medical examiner's office to determine the cause of death, but at this time the name of the daycare and other related information has not been released.
Well, this weather today,
It's
it's
been
nice.
Beautiful. I wish we could do the newscast outside.
I wish every day could be like today, you know?
Exactly. Well, Carolyn, can you tell us if this weather is going to stick around?
Yeah, well, it was actually 70 degrees today in some parts of Oklahoma. It's going to stay really warm overnight tonight. 57 here in Norman. So our average high temperature for this time of year is around 54. So throughout the state, we are warmer for the average high, and these are our low temperatures. It's going to keep warming up. In fact, tomorrow we could get upwards of 80 degrees, 78 here in Norman. A big cold front is going to be coming through Thursday evening, dropping our temperatures into the 40s by Friday. But coming up, I'll give you a little more information on that. And I've even got your date night forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you, Caroline. Now, with the state facing a $425 million budget shortfall, Governor Mary Fallin has challenged legislators to come up with a new and creative solution to fill it. Nightly's Will Cornelius spoke with Representative Mickey Dolenz about a solution that has Oklahoma roots.
The goal of the pilot program is to study the economic impact and the environmental impact of industrial hemp farming in Oklahoma.
Representative Mickey Dolenz is the co-author of House Bill 2913. Also known as the Industrial Hemp Farming Bill. Dolenz says the biggest hurdle for the bill to overcome is education.
To make sure that the public knows that there's a difference between medical marijuana and industrial hemp.
Hemp is used to make a variety of products, over 25,000 in fact. Some of those products are sold here at Amberry Health in Norman. They range from lip balms to soaps, even sugar. Jimmy Shannon is the Chief Operating Officer and co-founder of Amberry Health. Shannon says farming hemp is not a new practice in the Sooner State.
Oklahoma is world-renowned for the quality of hemp that we grew in this state from the 30s and 40s.
He says there's a myriad of health problems that CBD oil from hemp can help, such as
Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, ADD and ADHD, and Crohn's, IBS, UC, schizophrenia, bipolar, epilepsy.
The bill still has a ways to go, but has seen a great deal of bipartisan support as legislators continue to search for solutions to Oklahoma's budget woes. Will Cornelius, OU Nightly.
So the bill has already cleared the Agriculture and Rural Development Committee and is expected to be on the House floor in the coming days.
And the University of Oklahoma made their own Valentine's Day card this year. Not only can you express your love, but you can now express your love of OU simultaneously. One of the crowd favorites include the Pride of Oklahoma's drum major Julie Seibert saying, "Are you in the Pride? Because you make my heart beat."
It's like those are definitely some of the cutest things that I've seen. And who wouldn't want a Valentine's Day card that has like a spoon holder on it, or the ones with the hearts that say Boomer and Sooner?
They're so creative. I don't think I even have that creativity.
Right, now all I have to do is print it out on a computer.
Right? Smart idea. So easy.
Well, still ahead on OU Nightly, we're not done talking about Valentine's Day just yet. Stick around till the end of the show when we tell you that Valentine's Day sweets doesn't just mean chocolate. New information tonight about a case of the measles reported in Norman. The Oklahoma Health Department is now confirming that the person infected is a child. So doctors say that the child and the family had been traveling overseas and contracted the disease. The health department warned anyone who might have been at Norman's pediatric practice on Wall Street, Chuck E. Cheese Pizza, or the Norman Regional Healthplex in early February may have come in contact with the child. So anyone who is not up to date on their measles immunization should get a shot as soon as possible. And quite a sight off the coast of Japan. Hashem joins us with the Earth Report.
That's right, Matt. 8 trillion gallons of magma were found on top of a giant undersea volcano near Japan. The volcano's dome is rock solid now, preventing it from erupting. Ash and steam occasionally emerge, but since it's underwater, it's hard to keep tabs on its activity. It isn't clear how new the buildup is, but given the amount, scientists say that there could be a reservoir under the surface. Residents in Cape Town, South Africa are worrying that water taps may be running dry soon. The city of 4 million is suffering from a severe drought and rapid climate change. Authorities warn that residential water taps will dry out on June 4th. Citizens are now drastically cutting back on their water use and thinking of new plans for when the taps shut off. Cape Town residents will have to collect 25 liters of water a day from one of the country's 200 collection points. And climate change could lower the quality of your coffee. A new study published in Nature Plants found in Ethiopia could lose up to 60% of its suitable farming land. The world's 5th largest coffee producer faces a combination of low rainfall and rising temperatures. This could have substantial effects on coffee growing areas, causing them to eradicate by the end of the century. And Jaycie and Matt, I was gonna say, maybe you should start laying off the coffee a little bit.
I was gonna say, I think everyone should start laying off the coffee.
It's gonna be tough to do, though.
Exactly, every morning.
Right. Well, thank you, Shereen.
Thank you so much.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, Caroline Brown has your date night forecast.
Welcome back to OU Nightly and happy Valentine's Day. Taking a live look outside our Oklahoma City cam, we've got clear skies with a little bit of love in the air. Currently, it is 69 degrees and our winds are coming from the south at 18 miles per hour. It's going to stay nice overnight tonight. We're going to remain in the mid 60s. Not going to break any hearts, but they will be a little bit gusty. Our winds are going to be up to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, when you're walking out the door for class, you're going to be in the 50s, but we're going to warm up very quickly. In fact, by noon, it's going to be 70 p.m. We are actually going to be warming into the 80s for some of the state. So southern Oklahoma, Lawton, and Ardmore, you're going to be at 70. So most of our temperatures across the state are going to be at or above record-breaking heat for tomorrow. This story is going to change, though, as we have a strong cold front that's going to get through Oklahoma on Thursday. It's going to pass through Norman around 10 p.m., giving us a chance for precipitation on Thursday evening. Now, those rain chances are going to stick around through Friday morning, but they're going to disappear for Friday, but we're going to have a very chilly day due to that cold front. Now, Saturday morning is an interesting one. You see, we have another band of rain. Depending on the temperature, our low on Saturday is going to be 31, so we could see some freezing rain. So there's a chance for some mixed precipitation, so definitely be careful driving out there this weekend. But for tomorrow, we're really heating up. We're going to get to 78, and there's a slight chance for rain in the afternoon. Friday is going to be much colder with a high of 42. And we're basically going to go on a little roller coaster with our temperatures. By next Monday, it's going to be in the 70s again.
Wow, so like bundle up for the weekend and then break out the shorts for the beginning of next week.
Yeah, we're going to stay on this roller coaster for the next few weeks.
This is crazy.
Wow. Alrighty, well, thank you, Caroline.
You're welcome.
Well, Christian, OU's men's basketball hit the road yesterday.
Yes, they did, Jaycie. And last night, the Sooners took a trip down to Lubbock. More on that. And debatably, one of the best in basketball had some positive words for OU's very own. Sports is next. Welcome back to OU Nightly. It's time for sports. The OU basketball team's woes can't seem to end. Last night, the Sooners traveled to Lubbock in a pivotal Big 12 game for Texas Tech in their hopes of a share of the title. Although as the team they were shooting wasn't the issue, for Trey it was, who shot an abysmal 0 of 9 from beyond. Despite the loss, there are some positive takeaways. Christian James and Cam McGusty caught their groove last night, adding combined 36 points. This is something OU will need come tournament time in March. And Shiloh, how's the U.S. doing this Olympic season?
Well, Christian, they are doing great. The U.S. has started the 2018 Olympics very strong. Currently, they have a total of 7 medals, the breakdown being 4 gold medals, 1 silver, and then 2 bronze, putting them right in 5th place early in the games. Now, and speaking of medals, the snowboarder and 4-time Olympian Shaun White secured his 3rd career gold medal on the halfpipe after a medal-free run back in Russia in 2014. White set his sights on redeeming himself, and the Olympian did just that, and man, was he excited about it.
3-time Olympic gold medalist, man, you know, this, honestly, I'm sure you can tell by my reactions at the bottom of the pipe, but this meant the world to me and my family and my team. And, you know, here doing it for USA again, not only to be an Olympian again, but to be a gold medalist again is just unreal.
And make sure to stay tuned as we continue to give you updates to the 2018 Winter Olympics. Back to you, Christian.
Thank you for keeping us updated, Shiloh. Johnny Manziel has made his way back into the limelight. The former Heisman winner has had a rocky past, but recently has committed himself to the Developmental Spring Football League. Johnny Football was a first-round draft pick back in 2014 to the Browns and hasn't played on a football field since the ensuing year. The Heisman winner believes this is the platform to jumpstart his career to the NFL. And unfortunately, 6-time PGA Tour winner Bill Haas was involved in a fatal multi-car crash last night. The driver passed away while Haas escaped serious physical injury, but is understandably shaken up. Haas will withdraw from the Genesis Open to head home and recover. Prayers and condolences out to them. And another Oklahoma team took a loss. The Thunder couldn't seem to find a rhythm last night as they fell to the Nunley Cavaliers 120-112. While the Thunder starters played extremely well, the gap between the bench and the starting 5 was all too evident. The Cavs bench outscored the Thunder 51-20 that translated directly into a loss. You can see them again tonight as they rematch the Grizzlies in Memphis. And we know there's a good chance Trae Young declares for the draft after the season, but here's what LeBron had to say before the win last night.
The local guy here, Trae Young, is going to have to make a decision to go pro.
What decision? That ain't no decision. Well, that's like saying my waking up this morning. That ain't no decision. Okay. Brushing my teeth ain't no decision. You better go pro.
And guys, after hearing news like that from LeBron James, I feel like Trae Young's fate is just about sealed.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, again, it's not a decision at that point, right?
Yeah.
Someone's already made it for him.
Yeah, you got it from the best. So.
That's true.
We'll see.
Well, thanks, Christian.
Well, thanks, Christian. Yeah, still to come on OU Nightly, we have the latest on the tragic shooting in Florida.
I'm Karbs at the OU Nightly Update Desk. We now have more information on the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. The suspect is identified as Nicholas Cruz, a former student, is in custody. As of now, 2 have been confirmed dead and as many as 14 have been hospitalized. The total number of victims and fatalities have not yet been confirmed. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, thank you, Kara. We'll be sure to keep all those families and those members in Florida in our thoughts. Well, if we haven't said it already, happy Valentine's Day. Love is in the air today and Cupid was out in full force. OU Nightly's Mandy Lee has more on this special Valentine's Day surprise.
Happy Valentine's Day, Jeff. Thanks. We got you some donuts. Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Who's this donut company? Okay.
From pedal throwing and dancing to delicious treats, Hertz Donuts went above and beyond this Valentine's Day, offering Cupid deliveries for their annual Valentine's Day dozen.
They're more Valentine's Day themed, so we'll put like those little I Heart You candies on them and the X's and O's, and we'll do pink icing on a lot of them instead of the regular vanilla icing.
Cupid deliveries were all booked up today, but the
For more information on how to order your Valentine's Day dozen, you'll want to check out Hertz Donuts Norman, Oklahoma Facebook page. Well, Caroline, I know that you mentioned it earlier in your forecast. It seemed to be full of Valentine's Day puns. But you said love was in the air, right?
Yes.
But it wasn't quite this morning.
There was actually a lot of things in the air this morning. We had a dense fog advisory until 10:30. Check out this photo by John Adkins. We actually had visibility less than a mile this morning.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah, that looks pretty rough to be driving out this morning.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Very dangerous.
Lucky I walk to campus, right?
Yeah,
Don't have
us
to drive
both.
at all.
A lot of
we're
people
lucky.
actually thought it was raining because of how moist the air was.
I mean, we could use it. We could use the rain
True.
at
The
this
good
point.
news
pretty
is
bad
there won't
drought.
be any rain tonight. It's going to be an excellent evening.
Oh,
That's good.
perfect. I was like, not that I have plans, but always
plans?
good. No plans. You have plans?
No, just hanging out.
Dang, I'm
me
doing a
free
little
on this one.
Galentine.
That'll
we
be
go.
fun. That'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College of Journalism here on OU's campus.
We'll see you back here tomorrow live at 4:30.
Have a good evening.
Good night.